I wrote a digital book that made around $47,000 and I sold 1,667 books and it's only 120 pages. And today I will tell you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. Number one, don't actually set out to write a book. I didn't set out to write a book. I actually set out to write a lead magnet because I would have been scared to write a book because the same thoughts that you probably have right now, I had. Oh, who am I to write a book? I don't know if it's going to be successful. What if I waste my time, etc. But I actually started writing a lead magnet about emotional fitness and I kept writing. And on some point my brain was like, hey, I did so much work. I don't want to give this away for free. This could be a book. So this is the first lesson. I want you to trick your brain and say, no, brain, we're just gonna write a lead magnet. We're just gonna write 10 pages. We're just gonna write 15 pages because you don't wanna try, oh, I need to have the best idea. I need to have the perfect idea, the perfect concept. You want to actually just start writing and make it about value because what keeps people from writing a book is usually the concepts in their head of what an author is because they're all put on a pedestal. I can tell you people love my book and I tell you what I did to make people love my book, okay? So I only thought about, this is the next tip, this is really important. If you write like an educational book, even if you write a fiction book, you wanna just think about the value that you give. The experience that you give to people. Don't make it about yourself. In the beginning and the end, you can make it about yourself. Which I did is I wrote like who I'm thanking. I even thanked myself because I was thankful for myself. And I thanked family members. So the beginning and the end, you can make it about yourself. And in the middle, you make everything about giving value. You take yourself out, which you will never be able to take yourself completely out. It will still fun because your personality will automatically be in the book. But I'm telling you, the people who are not successful make everything about ego. Because guess what? Everybody in the world is selfish. They think about themselves. When they get a book, they're not like, oh my God, I like this guy so much. Like, unless you like Stephen Bartlett and Chris Williamson, who built like this huge platform, who have the same attitude, by the way, who are like, I know people don't really care about me. They care about the value that I'm giving. They just think they care about me. So you just make the mindset, the value that you can give. And really and with that, you actually take you get some relief. You take some pressure off you because you take yourself out and you just make it about, okay, let me keep writing and think about the tools, okay? And the way you start writing is think about if you make an educational book, right? Or even fictional, anything from your experience. What you want to do is you want to think about all the ideas that helped you in your life. Think about all the ideas, concepts, tools, your experiences that you found that helped you in your life. It can be things from other people that you learn on the internet and bring your own experience into it, how you practice them. And then it doesn't have to be in order. You can bring it in order later. It's good if you want to save some time when you write the book. Don't do it like I did because it took longer. Set like a structure first, kind of. Set a structure with like the chapters. What ideas you kind of feel like a puzzle. You make it like you put the chapters of the ideas that helped you so much, and then you just fill in the chapters. And I'm telling you, if you keep writing, it just fills itself in like a puzzle. It literally over time you're like, okay, this makes sense. Yeah, and I'm just gonna add this to this idea. I'm gonna add this experience. And if you stop thinking egotistically and you start thinking, okay, what helps them, right? In my book, for example, I added animations, right? I wrote my book actually with Canva. You can write your book with Canva. And I added animations from Canva. Because what I thought was, for the lead magnet in the beginning, oh, If they get visuals, they understand how the brain works better. Because my book is about the brain, it's about emotional fitness, right? So if I give them visuals and fun visuals that they love, that are exciting, and I brought my personality in and I made like speech bubbles, make it how it's exciting to you too. I follow Bishar's formula, follow your excitement with no insistence on the outcome. And bring the value and just do what you like, what gives value, right? And put them like in the, that's what I did. I put them in a chapter. And then the next important thing is write somewhere where you enjoy writing. I would write in my gym after the gym. After each workout, I would go, we have like a big gym where we also have a hangout, etc. I would go on some benches and I would start writing on my phone because I like it more. That doesn't mean you have to do it on your phone. You can do it on your laptop at home if you like it more. But the same way I love recording outside, which I do here right now, you want to create an atmosphere that makes you want to write, where you enjoy writing, where you don't mind writing, because writing can be also taxing over time. But if you find an atmosphere and you just write, you don't have to write 6 hours, just write half an hour, 10 minutes. If you just trick your brain, you'd be like, hey, I'm going to write only for 5 minutes. You're going to write longer because you already started, right? And connect it to something. Connect the writing like to the gym or to something that you already do, like a Pilates class or something. That's what I did. And I just had fun with it because I looked at the animations and it came together like puzzle pieces. And I just took ideas that I knew already helped because I'm teaching it, right? The more you teach something, I'm like, okay, I want to explain the concept of cognitive diffusion, which is the differentiation of you and your brain, which is the differentiation of you and your thoughts from acceptance and commitment therapy. So one chapter is cognitive diffusion. Then I want to use the value garden exercise from Mark Freeman, who I credit all the people in my book, Mark Freeman. And I put the value garden as one chapter, right? One chapter is the value garden. And another chapter is compulsions, right? Which are reactivity, what are compulsions? And I just looked at what are the most helpful things for people to stop being so reactive to emotions and thoughts and start living their life more. So you want to outline your goal for the book. Like what do you want people to do? Like what do you want people to change? And then you have a direction. Then it's not like this resistance of always having to think, oh, is this the right thing? Is this the right thing? You actually have a direction and it makes it easier, I'm telling you. So remember, find an atmosphere like I did after the gym. Tell yourself, no, you're not writing a book, you're just doing a lead mat. You're just writing one page. Or you're just writing a second page, right? And think before, you can even before and put like the ideas that you are excited about the most, right? To put down and then see how they connect. And then how they connect is the topic of the book. Like the results people get, like my book is called The Emotional Fitness Book because it helps them build emotional fitness, which gets them to not be reactive to emotions, which gets them to be a bigger space for emotions so they're not like a feather in the wind being pulled around, and they can actually focus on living their life and doing the actions because they're not hindered anymore by anxiety, panic attacks, OCD, because they're building emotional fitness, right? So for you, it can be anything what the topic is, but I would suggest to do something that helped you, because then it's the most organic and natural way. And don't think, look at this video, right? My book hasn't made millions of sales yet, right? It made around 50,000. And some people could say, oh, how dare you make a video, you made like 50,000 sales. That's not like Stephen Bartlett did millions. Yeah. And Stephen Bartlett has a media company behind him. And I did everything organic from social media, which I'm getting into the sales in a second. I did no ads. I only did organic social media, right? So maybe you can connect to that more, right? Maybe you can connect to my journey more because I did everything myself. And you're like, oh, then I can do that too. And maybe in the beginning you don't do 50,000, you do like, and by the way, I did this over years, right? This took me maybe 2 years to get to 50,000. And that's not my only income. I also made like around 50K, I think, with the courses, or more than 50K. And then coaching, one-on-one coaching, I already did like, that's my main income. It's like hundreds and hundreds of thousands, right? With one-on-one coaching on mental health. Teaching for like the last 5-6 years, right? So you don't think you have to be an expert, because there's people who are in the next step who, actually James Smith talks about this. A lot of times in jiu-jitsu, he says a black belt can't teach as well a white belt as a yellow belt can teach a white belt. Because the yellow belt, it still has fresh in memory what he did to become a yellow belt from a white belt. So see it, don't see it. People always put so much pressure on them and so much resistance and see it, oh, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be like this big result. But that just puts more resistance on you and make you less likely to do it. See it all as an exploration. Mark Freeman talks about this. Like, see it as an exploration. I'm exploring this. And like I said, you make like one page, we just make one page. Oh, we make a second page and the brain's like, oh, are we writing a book? Are we writing a book? And you're like, no, we just write another page. We just write another page here where it's fun, outside, after the gym, right? So I wanted to share this with you. This was also like a messy video. Do you see it was a messy video? It was a messy video. But I think I gave authentically some tips. If you guys have questions, this is my on this channel, I haven't made a video in years, as you guys see. And I used to make like a lot of spiritual videos, and I want to go, I'm still going to, but I want to go into, because I'm excited about business and helping people with like in business and making a life out of what they love and expressing themselves and becoming great and bringing love to the world, bringing like a lot of goodness and strength to the world and expression. So if you enjoy this, let me know, support it, like, subscribe if you want to, whatever. And let me know what other things, videos you want to see.